Hey there, hope things are good for you, that you've had a good week. I'm thinking of a day that Jesus told parables about seeds and how in growing things. Well, two. The first one, he talked about somebody spreading seed by hand, throwing it like this. Of course, they didn't have machines to plant, so it was done by hand. And this was a bit of a careless gardener, maybe, but they were throwing the seeds, and some of it landed on the path where the ground was hard, and birds came along and ate those seeds. Some of it landed among weeds, thistles, and stuff, and weeds choked the seed. It didn't grow. Some of it landed in a rocky place where the soil wasn't very deep, just enough to get it to sprout, but not enough to keep it going. And some landed in good soil, and it grew and flourished and produced a great crop. And his disciples said, "Huh? What was that about?" And Jesus said, "Well, sometimes the this message we have will land in different places, and sometimes the message doesn't take root at all, and sometimes it takes root and then it's crowded by other things, and other things in life take over. Sometimes somebody's really enthusiastic about the message and go, and just it dies out because they don't have the energy and they just go off and do something else. Sometimes the message really takes root and makes a difference in people's lives. The disciple said, "Well, we can see that happening. In other places, Jesus paid attention to people who were distracted, and people who were enthusiastic for a minute and then not. So I don't think that Jesus is saying, none of your responsibility. But in this place, he's just describing what happens. Other places, he says, now you nurture those people, look after them, and help them to have that, help them to be good soil, but where the message really takes root and grows." And that becomes a bit clear in the second parable that Jesus told. He says, somebody sowed their field really carefully. It was a good field. The seed was all put in the right place. And somebody came and put weed seeds in the field. And as they were growing up, the wheat was there and the weed was there side by side. And the servants went to the owner of the field and said, "What do we do?" And the owner said, "You have to look after that wheat. So don't pull the weeds now. Because if you pull the weeds, you'll pull some of the wheat as well. And I would add, and you'll disturb the roots. And you'll have to tromp on the wheat in order to get at the weeds. Let it be. We have to look after that wheat, so just let it be. At the harvest, we'll deal with it. We can pick separately 2 bushels. Get rid of the weeds and get rid of the weed seeds so that they don't come back next year, and look after the wheat." And when I think about gardening, oh my goodness, I do have to be so careful when I'm weeding, because I have to watch where I put my feet to reach to get that weed that's way back there, the weeds that are really crowding the zinnia. I have a lot of weeds around my zinnias. And to get those, I have to reach really carefully. And I have to be careful that I grab just weeds. And sometimes when there are weeds that have really good roots right down in there, and so you have to pull it up by the root, but then you have to put the ground back, press it down, and so that the roots of the plants that you're keeping are not disturbed. So Jesus knew that circumstances change how things grow, but also knew that we can do something about this. We can care for what is growing carefully, and not just in the garden, in the house, everywhere we go. We can care for each other carefully and nurture what is good in all of us. And we also do that knowing that God has the same purpose, and God also is at work nurturing us and taking care of how we're growing. So grow well this week. Look after the world that's around you with all the care you can. And know that always God's love holds you and heals you. Take care.